Welcome to Westside Sporting Grounds. Nestled in the heart of Texas, just 50 minutes west of Houston, Westside Sporting Grounds calls Katy, Texas home. This gun club is surrounded by protected land through the Katy Prairie Conservancy in every direction for 2 miles. So this gun club is here to stay. Join me as I link up with the owners, Dan and Laurie Daniel, along with their team to find out what makes Westside Sporting Grounds special. We are going to go through the club's priorities, the various courses on the property, and of course, get some shooting in. And stick around as I take on this 130-foot tower. This place truly has something for everybody. And spoiler alert, you're not going to want to miss your range spotlight for Westside Sporting Grounds. This is the part of the video where I ask you to hit the like and subscribe button. It truly helps the YouTube algorithm grow the channel and enables me to keep bringing you quality content. It's free for you, means the world to me, and helps us create that Clay Lab network that we've all been looking for. Well, it wouldn't be Texas without a large barn. Upon arrival here, first thing that you're going to notice besides the well-kept landscape is the massive barn that grabs your attention. Like most clubs, the first thing you'll do is stop in at the office. This trip is going to be no different. This barn is both amazing and functional. The place is clearly made to entertain. This event space looks like it's made to host a Texas-sized event. Whether it's a large NSCA tournament like the ones I've heard about here in Texas, or a corporate event, I don't think that space is going to be any issue. I can instantly see why this place is the place of choice for over 80 corporate type events a year, including charity events alongside NSCA shoots. We are going to dip into the office to get a quick word with the ladies about what it's like to visit here and what makes this private sporting clays club a must-visit destination.
My name is Brittany Dodgen, and I am the event coordinator here at Westside Sporting Grounds. What makes Westside so special is the familial aspect of the entire group. So we do events, and it may be the first time somebody's here, but they'll still feel like family by the time they leave. We eat with them, we join them, we help them, anything that they could need, and we're giving hugs by the time that they leave here, even though we see them maybe once a year. The organizations are so diverse, and we accommodate them all. So it's really a neutral zone to come together and harmonize, if you will. So everybody can come here and have a good time. It doesn't matter your background, where you've been, where you're from, you are welcome here.
My name is Lana, and I am an executive assistant here at Westside Sporting Grounds. It's special because ever since I started here as a trapper in 2019, I was very, very nervous. But the trappers here, they were really sweet, very friendly. I met Dan, I met Laurie as well. They were very welcoming here, working on Sundays as well, so I got to also meet more members here that come out. And I just fell in love with it right from the start.
And with that, back to the outdoors. Making your way out of the office, you're surrounded by outdoor entertainment areas. Along with that, one of the amenities that caught my eyes were these cart barns. They're constructed to protect and house your golf cart or side-by-side. Alongside the cart barns and office, you'll find the members' clubhouse. This place is quickly looking like it's designed to keep you here as a second home for its members. But I guess that's kind of the point. I definitely don't think I'd mind living here. I had the opportunity to catch 2 legends out on the course while they were conducting a clinic, Dan Carlisle and Steve Liberta. I took a look at the club's scheduled lessons that were upcoming, and they had quite the lineup. Coaches including Will Fennell, David Radulovich, Kate Facey, and others. It's safe to say that if you're looking for some knowledge of how to shoot this game, this is a pretty good place to be. Leaving the clinic, we make our way back to the clubhouse to catch up with the owners and general manager. Dan and Laurie Daniel, along with Miss Tony Liberta. We're going to get some background on the place and hear what is important to them when people or organizations visit Westside Sporting Grounds. You'll be getting the scenic tour of the 3 courses while they speak, so me and you can hit the course immediately following.
When we bought it, I think the club had maybe 12 traps and 6 stations. It was really quite small. And over the time, like today, we have 135 traps and 3 courses, I think a total of 32 stations. So it's changed dramatically over the 25 years or so that we've owned it. We looked at everything from a kind of a process and a manufacturing part of it. And for instance, on events, one of the things we did, and this just happened by chance, but we had a trap go down, and of course that backed up the whole station. And for some reason I was there and I said, well, look, why don't we put one shooter in the cage and one shooter next to him, and when the shooter shoots, this guy loads, and when he shoots, this guy loads. And within 2 or 3 minutes, that station had caught up. So that really opened our eyes and said, you know, these events take 3 hours to run 100 people through a course. I said, if we just made double stands, we could save 30 or 45 minutes. And so that was probably the biggest innovation that we made out here, and now we do it all the time, and the other gun clubs in Houston have copied it as well. But it takes an event from 3 hours to 2 hours and 30 minutes, and it gets people back in the barn, you know, having fun, and for the sponsors, live auctions and that sort of thing. As we watched that, we realized that most of the time on a sporting clays course is spent watching some other shooter. And then even the shooter, most of his time is spent getting on and off the station. So it takes a shooter typically about 2 minutes to get on and off the station. Only takes 45 seconds for him to shoot his 5 pairs. So that led us to say, well, what do we do about that? Because by this time we'd been to Florida and we'd seen the magnificent structures that those guys build. You know, and not only are they expensive, but we noticed during tournaments that the other team members would not be in the structure; they'd be out by the side of it because they couldn't see the targets because there was a porch on top of them. So we said, well, that doesn't make much sense. You cover the shooter, but he only shoots for 30 minutes out of 2.5 hours. So we decided to, rather than do that, we built what we call shade structures. So they're about 10 feet in back of the shooting cages, and people can sit and talk, and they don't get in the way. And that way, they're out of the sun most of the time. So again, that was something that I haven't seen at any other gun club. Most of them want to cover the shooter, and they leave their teammates in the sun. Doesn't make much sense to us, but our goals are to be their favorite place to shoot for our members and guests, and also the best that we can be with what we have. And we have 3 values. The first is hospitality, and I think it's terribly important today because with the computers and everything, we're very disconnected from each other. And I think people today really want to be connected, they need to be connected. So hospitality to me is all about connection. It's all about looking a person in the eye, knowing their name. Goes back to the TV series Cheers, where it's a place where everybody knows their name. So hospitality is really, really important to connect with our customers, to know who they are, know what they need. We have 5 gallons of gasoline in case they run out of gas. We have jumper cables in case their batteries go down. So we always try to look at and anticipate what is that person going to need that we can have ready for them so it's not a problem. We want them to be comfortable. So hospitality is our number 1 value. The second I mentioned earlier was operational excellence. We want things to run. We want people to go out on a course. We don't want them to have no birds. We don't want them to have broken traps. We want to keep maintaining the club. We don't want to sit here one day and figure out that all of our stuff is old. You know, the clubhouse is old, our systems are old, our computers are old, things are breaking. So we dedicate a certain part of our income to capital improvements every year because we always want to keep the club fresh. We always want to innovate and keep things up to date. And then the third value is fun targets. What is a fun target? A fun target in our mind is something that is challenging but not intimidating. And we put a lot of value on being able to see the target. Even if it's out 55 yards, if you can see the target and if you have time to shoot it, that's going to be a fun target. Most of our members are over 55 years old. We don't have 18-year-old reflexes. We don't have perfect vision. So our targets, we put a lot of effort into making sure that you can see them. I attended Anthony Matarese's target setting camp, and he has a real tough problem because he's farther north, which means the sun is lower in the horizon. So he has a tremendous problem with background. And we spent 2 full days talking about the effect of background on targets, and it's a huge impact. So we have taught our folks to really pay attention to the background, to get the right color target, again, to make sure that they can see it and they have time to shoot it. So our third value is fun targets, and our members love them. Even though they can't hit the targets, they say that was a good challenging target. And then they'll sometimes we'll set a 55-yard crosser, and out of all the traps, that's the one that's empty because they just keep trying to hit that target. And if it was intimidating to them, they wouldn't shoot it. They'd go someplace else. Those are our values: hospitality, operational excellence, and fun targets.
I'm Laurie Daniel, Dan's wife. We bought the club in 1996 and used it to blend our family. Started building relationships with customers through the event business with corporate and charity events, and really loved it a lot. It was sort of like throwing a party every week and just making sure everybody at the party had a good time. I really loved how the club was growing, and Dan's really good at planning how to grow the club next so that it makes an impact when people see it, and he's just done a really great job of doing that. Tony Liberta took over, God bless her, and I was looking for somebody a lot smarter than me, and she is the person to run the club. What has changed over the years since we started doing that is me being able to come back home, and Dan has seen the presentations in Europe, though domestically we don't always travel together. But being able to see targets for all over the world, I can come back and talk to Dan and then our guys, our amigos, and say, let's do some of this because this is what we're seeing. And this was really fun, and different target colors and different heights, and even like little bloopers that come up, followed by a screaming, 65-yard crosser, but that you can see for a long time. So that's been really fun to be able to take what we've learned domestically and internationally and bring it back to the club to make the targets fun. My favorite thing about Westside is the hospitality, and how that translates in my mind is how welcoming everyone is and how homey it feels, because basically you are entering our home and we want everyone to be treated as though you're friends and family. And the best part of hospitality at Westside is the ice cream, for sure.
While my brother Justin partakes in his ice cream, we'll hear from the general manager who makes everything happen on a day-to-day basis.
Hi, I'm Tony Liberta. I'm the club manager here at Westside Sporting Grounds. We have a couple member events every year. This year we had a fall family gathering, including petting zoo, fireworks. We encourage people to bring their children. What we call our individual membership is actually a family membership. It's for the whole household. We have fire pits, we have a patio, a clubhouse. We just really try to make it feel like a warm, friendly place for you to be, so that when you come out here, you feel like it's your club. So the layout of our club is, we have 3 different sporting courses, 2 5-stands, a ball trap, and a training grid. What I think really makes our sporting courses unique is we have 1 beginner course, 2 traps, 10 stations, so that's pretty standard. But then our other 2 courses, we have an intermediate white course that has 4 different traps on it, and that's then our more difficult course, our green course, also has 4 traps. So traps 1 and 2 on those 2 courses are easier, and 3 and 4 are more difficult. So you can have a whole different training experience on the same course on 2 different days. And our grounds crew, the gentleman Daniel that sets our targets, I would put him up against anybody out there. He just really tries hard. Every time he sets the traps, he learns something new. We've had different people come out and set here, and he learns something from them. It's very open. So I think it just really helps because he's open to learning anytime he sees somebody else set some targets. I think everybody here understands the importance of building the business and building the sport. And we try to do that through hospitality, making sure that everybody feels welcome. You know, the women and kids are the biggest part of the sport that are growing, and I think it's a lot intimidating sometimes for both of those parts of the sport. So going out of your way to make sure you know somebody's name, helping them through the day, how to get out there, you know, making sure if you're new, you know where you're going, making sure that you're comfortable here. Again, you know, saying, yes, you can stay after and, you know, enjoy a little time on the patio. You can enjoy the fire pits. You can enjoy the clubhouse. You know, making sure people are having a good day. When they walk in, you know, sometimes it just takes a little extra something to get somebody to relax after they get off the traffic on I-10. You know, that's part of coming out here is it's an escape for people. You know, people are here to enjoy themselves. This is their relaxation after they've had a long day or a long week. So here in Houston, we're very fortunate. We have a large pool of shooters, and we have many clubs, many great clubs. We want to be your favorite club. You know, we know you have a huge variety of places to go, but we want to be your favorite clubs. So I think that's important to listen to what your members have to say because they're why we're here, right? You know, I love the fact that people are comfortable enough to bring their kids, to bring their dogs, you know, to come out and sit and have a little time after they're done shooting to talk to us. You know, they come out and they tell us about their day, about their new grandkids, you know, how their Thanksgiving was. I mean, I feel like that just gives us a sense of community and makes everybody enjoy their time with us.
After receiving some great insights into what makes this club run so efficiently, it's time to hit the course for some shooting. Me and Laurie Daniel, or as I know her, Yaya, link up at the cart barns to make our way out on the course. One of the things I was genuinely surprised while out here was just how many trees were on this property. Even compared to the National Sporting Complex, the backgrounds between the open fields and the wood-like areas provided great opportunities for practicing. I could really see the attention to detail in the stations and the layout of the courses. Another thing I really appreciated, while it was a small detail, was the concrete pads at each of the stations, so mud actually wasn't a problem even if it did start to rain. I'm going to be honest, I haven't touched my gun since Nationals, so before we go blazing a trail off to the green course, which I've been dying to shoot, we make our way to the yellow course for a warm-up. Now, if you're a shooter like me, then this is probably the moment you've been waiting for. I hope you haven't forgotten, but there's still a 130-foot tower I've got to take on, and it's like nothing I'd seen before. I generally excel at tower shots, but we'll just have to see what this one has in store for us. Yeah, that didn't go as planned, and my blind confidence didn't take me very far on this one. But luckily, I brought back up. Nothing like having a yaya at your side to teach you how to shoot. It made me recall one of the points that Dan and Yaya talked about earlier. How huge of a benefit to a club like this has with a set of owners that have almost seen everything there is when it comes to target presentations. And just like that, we're back in action. You've enjoyed the journey with me and found value in the video. Whether you're looking for a new club to call home or a location to book a corporate outing, you can't go wrong with the team out here. It was a pleasure to make my way out to Westside Sporting Grounds, and I have a good feeling that I know where I'm stopping before Nationals each year. With that, it's JP with the Clay Lab. Until next time, take care.